Hey everyone, okay, so this is a Tropical Storm Isaac update, the first one that I'm doing since my last video about Isaac. Okay, so right now is Sunday afternoon, August 26th. Isaac right now is just east of Key West, Florida. Winds are about 65 miles per hour, moving west-northwest about 17-18 miles per hour, and the pressures are right around 995 millibars. I just looked that up, so that's the latest information that I have. It is still a very large system. Pretty much the width of it is about 850 miles across, and the tropical storm winds do fan out a good chunk. I think it's about 200 miles or so outward and stuff. Key West right now is just about to actually get hit by a heavy rain band, so if you are in Key West, look out for very heavy rain and gusty winds. Miami, Florida is experiencing some gusty winds and a lot of heavy rain. Pretty much all this morning it's been raining very heavily in Miami, and that's going to continue again for the rest of this afternoon into this evening, and we could get some strong wind gusts in Miami as well. Now, originally yesterday and the day before, the forecast models were projecting Isaac to come a bit closer to the western parts of Florida. Today, however, a lot of the computer models, the GFS and the Euro model, have been pushing it a little bit more into the central part of the Gulf of Mexico, and now it seems like that the hurricane, well, tropical storm right now, but it is forecasted to become a hurricane, is supposed to make landfall in the north central Gulf of Mexico, probably in Mississippi, Alabama, or Louisiana, one of those places. So if you do live along the coast in the north central part of the Gulf of Mexico, you do want to be prepared now, doing evacuations if you have to, and just have your hurricane survival kit at ready in case you have to evacuate or anything like that, or if you're staying, just batten down the hatches. Just make sure you have a lot of stuff like canned goods, flashlights, you know what I'm talking about, just ready in case you do get hit with possibly Hurricane Isaac. Now, because it's moving a bit further to the west than originally thought, rip currents are still going to be a very big threat to the western part of Florida. However, the storm surge isn't going to be that great. They're still forecasting about 5-6 feet of storm surge along the western parts of Florida. That might drop, just depending on where exactly Isaac goes. It's still just east of the Florida Keys, so it's not in the Gulf of Mexico just yet. It will make its way into the Gulf later this evening, actually. And then, depending on exactly where it goes, it will be over open water. But again, not a whole lot of big winds and rains really for much of Florida. Well, actually, yes, because it is a large system, but just not as bad as previously thought. And again, the storm surge only a few feet and not like 7-8 feet that they were expecting. Again, the numbers haven't dropped yet. I haven't seen any checkups on the storm surge. It's still between 5 and 7 feet they're expecting for the southwestern parts of Florida, but that might drop later this afternoon and evening, just seeing where Isaac goes and how strong it is. I did hear that the hurricane hunters are out right now investigating Isaac, and even though the winds in one of the advisories that I just looked at, the 11 a.m. advisory, was 65 mile per hour winds, apparently the hurricane hunters aren't finding 65 mile per hour winds, so it's not strengthening right now, and they might put it down to like 60 miles per hour. I'm not really sure what type of winds they're finding, but it's not strengthening right now. Most likely it will be strengthening when it goes into the Gulf of Mexico, and there are warm waters, obviously, in the Gulf of Mexico. So, pretty much the time path is going to be moving across the Florida Keys later this afternoon and evening, going into the Gulf tonight and into tomorrow, and then it is forecasted to strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane sometime tomorrow afternoon, and then it will be making its way up into the north central part of the Gulf by Tuesday, and Tuesday evening is when people think, when the National Hurricane Center thinks that it will make landfall somewhere again, like between New Orleans and like, what is it called? Pensacola, Florida. So somewhere in that general area as a Category 2 hurricane. Again, that's just, computer models that might change. It might go up to a Category 3 hurricane. It might go down to a Category 1, but relatively probably a Category 2 nonetheless. So you do want to be prepared if you live in that area. And again, Tuesday evening is when we expect the Hurricane Isaac to make landfall here in the U.S. Right now, again, it's still a tropical storm, but it is, again, the forecast to become a hurricane. So that's pretty much the update on Tropical Storm Isaac that I wanted to give you. And again, you can check up on more information as Isaac bears closer to the U.S., watching the Weather Channel, going on weather.com. You can go on to other weather sites as well, and they have all the information. Go to National Hurricane Center, or you can just watch local news, and I'm pretty sure the news people have stuff to say about Isaac as well. So that is my update on Isaac that I wanted to give you. And remember, if you do live in the Gulf of Mexico and stuff, just be prepared as Isaac comes closer to us. And remember to keep your eye to the sky. And I may be back Tuesday afternoon to give you another update exactly where Isaac might make landfall and the other impacts it could make inland when it comes onshore onto the south coast of America. Until next time, remember to, again, keep your eye to the sky and stay safe.